Okay, we are going to start lesson 3. We're still working on fractions. So we've talked about fractions as unit fractions. So one part of something, like 1/5 and 1/3 and 1/2. We've talked about fractions as part of a whole. We can also talk about fractions or use fractions to talk about part of a set. And so what that means is, let's look at example number 1. Miss Maynard gave each group of students 2 yellow and 4 red markers. What fraction of the set of markers is yellow? Okay, so when we talk about the set of markers, here's all of the markers. There's 4 red ones and 2 yellow ones. But all together, we have 6, right? 6 of these guys. So we use a set of 6 counters to represent the set of 6 markers. Here they are. Now we draw, or it's asking us to draw and color the counters on the fraction below to represent the fraction of yellow counters. Okay, so let's see if I can get this to work. Yep. All right, here's my yellow. My little yellow counters, right? And then here's all of my markers. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if I wanted to write a fraction for my part of the set of markers that were yellow, I would say that 2/6 of the markers are yellow. So this is how we would write 2/6, and this is how we read this fraction, 2/6. So the fraction of yellow markers is 2/6. Okay, turn the page with me to page 582. And let's look up at my set of dogs. So it says, Cody told his 4 dogs to sit. What fraction of the set of dogs listened to Cody? All right, there's Cody's dogs. I'm going to use yellow. We have this dog has sat, this dog sat, and this dog sat. So 3 out of how many dogs? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 out of 4 dogs sat, right? But if we want to look at each one individually, each one as part of the set, we would say that 1/4, 1 out of 4 dogs sat. This one individually, we would say he's 1 out of 4, and this dog would be 1 out of 4. So look at what they've done over here. They've used the yellow counters to represent the sitting dogs. So we've got 1, 2, 3 sitting dogs, but each one by themselves would be 1 out of 4 because there's a set of 4 dogs, right? But if we were going to put them all together, we would write it 3/4. 3 dogs are sitting out of 4 total dogs, and the way that we read that is 3/4. Okay, so go ahead and write that in there. 3, whoops, did I want yellow? Not really. Hold on. I want that color. There we go. I want 3, no! Give me back my color. There we go. I want 3/4, right? Or, if I'm writing it down in words, 3/4 of the dogs obeyed. What fraction of the set of dogs did not listen to Cody? Okay, how many dogs didn't listen? This guy didn't listen, right? So we would say 1 dog out of a total of 4 dogs is standing. So 1 out of 4, or 1/4 of the dogs did not listen to Cody. Okay, let's do number 1 of the guided practice. I'm gonna see, can I move this up? I don't know how to do that. I'm learning just like you guys. Okay, let's look at number 1, and it's asking us to complete the chart. Write a fraction for each part. So here's our model for what we're going to write the fraction for. So the first part they want is the part that is yellow. So we got to go over and we are going to count how many are yellow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So write a 7 as your, remember what that's called? Numerator. Now we need to go and find out what number goes on the bottom. So if 7 parts of the whole are yellow, we need to know how much the whole is. So we have to count 1 more, and our denominator is an 8. 7 out of 8 markers are yellow. Now over here it's asking us the part that is not yellow. That would be this red one over here. So we have 1. The denominator does not change, only the numerator, so we would say 1/8. Okay, let's look at our ducks. How many ducks are yellow? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 5 ducks out of 6, because if we count the mama, are yellow. How many ducks are not yellow? Just the mama duck, right? So 1/6. And these are what we would call unit fractions. Okay, let's turn the page and do the independent practice. Now, if you feel like you can do this on your own, go ahead and stop the video and do it on your own, and then if you want to check your answers, you can start the video again and find out, what you did wrong or what you did right. Otherwise, turn the page with me now and let's get started. Okay. Number 3. What fraction of the set of daisies is yellow? Well, it looks to me, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 of them are yellow. So I'm going to write 4 out of the total of 4. Now remember what I said, you don't have to write this, I'm going to write this, but remember what I said when you see a fraction that is a number over itself, it's 1 whole, right? 4 out of 4 is 1 whole, the whole group or the whole unit. Okay, number 4. What fraction of the set of buttons is round? I've got 2 hearts, and I've got a round one, 2 round ones, 3 round ones, 4 round ones. So I'm going to write 4, because that's the part that are round, that's what they're asking. Now I need to find out what the total is, my whole, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 out of the 6 buttons are round, or 4/6. Okay, let's look at number 5. What fraction of the set of chairs is not blue? That means they're looking for the yellow one. So I've got 1, 2. 2 are not blue. What is my total? The whole unit, 4 chairs. 2 out of 4 are not blue, or 2/4. Okay, let's look at number 6. What fraction of the set of seashells is purple? All right, so I see I have 1 purple. So I'm going to write a 1. And go back now, I need to count how many are in my whole, which are 3. So 1/3 of the shells are purple. Okay, let's look at number 7. Our instructions say, shade each set to represent the fraction. Okay, I think I'm going to use red for these. It wants me to shade 1 out of 2. So I'm going to take 1. Whoops, I'm a little messy with my shading. And I'm going to shade 1 out of 2. Okay, number 8. Right over here. It's asking me to shade 3 out of 4, or 3/4. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, number 9 is asking me to shade 4 out of the 6. So again, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to shade 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, number 10 is asking me to shade 5 out of 8. We're going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, number 11 says, oh, actually, let's read the directions first. Write the missing numerator or denominator. Remember what the numerator was? That's going to be our top number. The denominator is going to be our bottom number. So in this fraction down here on number 11, the denominator is number 3. We need to find the numerator. Okay, so let's look at what they're asking. What fraction of the set of spools of thread is red? Okay, so 1, 2. So we're going to write a 2 right on top. Okay, and we filled in the numerator. Now let's look at number 12. 12 says, what fraction of the set of cups is yellow? All right, well, on this one, they've given us the numerator. So we need to find the denominator, or the number that is the whole. So we're going to count 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we are going to write a 4. And 4 is our denominator, so we have a fraction of 3/4. Okay, turn with me now to page 584. And let's do the problems on the back. It says, use the picture of fruit to answer exercises 13 through 16. So here's our picture of fruit. This is what we're going to use to answer 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, there are 8 pieces of fruit in the set. Circle the word used to describe all 8 pieces of fruit. So all 8 pieces is the same as saying the whole basket. So remember where the whole number goes. Goes on the bottom, right? So that would be our denominator. So now let's see, what fraction of the set of fruit is not an apple? Okay, so let's see, we have bananas. I'm going to use, okay, so I'm going to count him as number 1. And then not an apple, right? That's a green apple, so I'm not going to count that. 2 and 3. So I would say 3 fruit out of 8. Then that would be my fraction for the amount of fruit that is not an apple in that basket. Okay. Number 15 says, suppose Kyle ate 1 pear. What fraction of the pears did Kyle eat? Okay, well, it says he ate 1 pear, right? So then I know my fraction right over here is going to be a 1. Oops, I don't want that color. 1. And the whole basket, remember, we go back to over here. It's the same, and it's the same as it was in 13, is 8. So Kyle ate 1/8 of the pear, of the basket. Okay? We're not ever going to worry about these guys. So at this point, you're done with this. I want you to go ahead and do your homework on page 585 and 586. Do the best you can. If you have any questions and your parents can't answer them, then you guys can always have them email me, and I will get back to you and help you get through it, okay? I'll see you on the next lesson.